Bonjour everyone, welcome to another diecast showcase. So today we're going to be checking out some recent finds, and it's going to be exclusively Hot Wheels. This time of year in my neck of the woods, there's always a fair abundance of castings, new drops and whatnot, just being bombarded on retail stores. So it's definitely part of the year that it's tough to restrain your spending on new castings you really like. And if you're a Hot Wheels collector, well, obviously Hot Wheels is a major player inside that realm. So we'll be checking out a bunch of mainlines, mostly M and N case, I believe, or maybe L and M case. I'm really not sure because up here in Canada it's all international cases, so we actually don't have the case on the back, and I don't follow as scrupulously the case releases as I used to maybe 6-7 years ago. But yeah, nevertheless, we did find a whole bunch of stuff. So we'll start with mainlines. We'll end up with premiums. Might crack open a casting or two along the way. We'll see how that goes. There's a lot to check out. So without further ado, we will get started. Now, first things first, I just want to advise you, I did not find any supers, which obviously not surprising. Less supers in international cases than there would be in US cases, first and foremost. And secondly, well, scalping is scalping, and some casts are just impossible to find. I was lucky enough to show up at my local Walmart very close to opening time, so there was a pair of very fresh dump-ins as well as slight refills on older dump-ins, hence the mix of cards. But I did manage to get out of the two cases the main lines of the supers, so the 180SX and the Firebird. You know, both are great castings that I love, so I'm very happy about that. Definitely nice to add to the collection. Firebird especially, I do have an equivalent Camaro that's a multi-pack exclusive that has pretty close tampo work and colorway, matte black with the red accents, and well, you can't go wrong with a Nest chassis Nissan. So as you'll be able to see a little bit more of as we progress through this video, but no supers, unfortunately, for me. Either way, I'm not a collector of supers, so it doesn't really faze me in either any way, shape, or form. However, what is cool though is that we did manage to secure both treasure hunts for these respective cases. So the very floral Ford Transit Connect, as well as this really awesome rolling metal DeLorean. Very cool. It's cool to see like some mainline Zamax, as Canada normally does not get Zamax. Sometimes we get some fluke cases that end up in our stores, but it's the exception as opposed to the rule. And yeah, basically we got both of these secured, which is very cool because T-hunts are getting harder and harder to actually score. So, I mean, I'm really not going to complain because finding T-hunts, except if they're from old cases from dollar stores or things like that, they're like 6-7 cases behind. They're pretty few and far between. They get picked up just as much as all the JDM castings and obviously any type of chase piece. So at least we got that. So that's great. I'm not a huge fan of the Transit Connect casting, but surprisingly enough, I do have one loose. So now we've got the carded T-Hunt to go with it, and the DeLorean, well, it's a really cool casting, so not going to complain. So now we're going to fall into the new castings that I'm adding to the collection. First, new casting. And I believe this is a new casting for 2024. Would be the Ford Maverick Custom. It's going to be a cool addition to go with the custom F-150 Lightning that was released in a few colorways throughout the year. So yeah, we've got the drag wing on the back. We've got the really cool three-piece deep dish looking 4-spoke wheels. You know, you got the Motul, the Bilstein, and the Ford on the rear fender, which is great. Some side tampos going on. Do not continue onto the rear, but that's fine. And we've got the front done up as well with all the aero one would want to take their compact pickup to the track, which probably doesn't happen all that often, but hey, whatever. It's a very cool little custom pickup truck, kind of like a time attack version of the mini truck craze of the 80s and 90s. So yeah, I'm really happy about that. That's very cool. Definitely one that I wanted to add to the collection because I do like compact pickups. Speaking of course, had to pick up this awesome colorway of the 91 Cyclone, the GMC. Still no tampos in the front for the main line, but that livery on the side makes it worthwhile. The zebra print, pink stripe, the white PR5s, and the fully decoed rear is really awesome. Might pick up a tampo slide online to get applied to the front. I don't know. Either way, I've got a few Cyclones. I mean, my favorite's still the original in black there. That's definitely one that's never leaving the collection. And I just love this new Hot Wheels, the 90s, which is kind of like a follow-up to Hot Wheels, the 80s that we got in a couple cases prior. So did pick up also this E30 M3. I have a couple of these, honestly. I have the Silver Loose that looks a lot like this variation. I do have also the Polizei liveried one that came out a year or two ago, carded. So this is going to be a nice addition. It's a nice pastel yellow. Now, mind you, there was a lot of other castings that I wanted to pick up, but at a certain point, you got to restrain yourself, especially if it's castings you already have. You know, I try and really restrict myself to castings I do not have already in the collection, except if it's something that's just like really you know, casting that I just am collecting fanatically. One that is new to me is this super cool GR86 Cup car, which is liveried based on a real one-make race car. You've got the Tony Bradinger, I don't know, like nameplate and signature on the card. But yeah, this is a real car, so that's pretty cool. It's got the side deco that pretty much is the same as the race car. Same for the hood. Got the front tampos going on, and nothing in the rear. But this is really cool because if you've seen maybe 3 videos ago, I did pick up the Matchbox Collector Subaru BRZ of the same generation, second generation BRZ. So this makes a nice little addition. You know, mainline race version of the same chassis, but from a different make. So that's definitely cool. I'm happy to pick that up. Now, we did also find one casting that definitely I was looking forward to find. Definitely one. I believe this is one of the best castings so far for 2024. If we're talking about main lines all together, just in views of the fact of how clean it is and how true it is to the one-to-one vehicle. We are talking about the Pagani Utopia. Very nice. Very good casting. Good details in the front. You got a top pass. to get those details on the frunk. A little bit of a side pass too, a couple of details there. No details on the back, but all in all, the way this casting is constructed, the way it's presented, and just the fact that it's very stockish is shockingly good, in my opinion. Part of the Hot Wheels Exotics, which is definitely a series that I like because they tend to put out licensed castings in very stock looking liveries and colorways. So that's definitely one that I'm very happy to add to the collection. We've got after that the recolor of the Audi Quattro, the Euro Quattro 87 late model 20 valve version of that awesome all-wheel drive 5-cylinder turbo hatchback. Definitely this one is getting open because I do have the first release red variant that I'm keeping on card to go with the first release Quattro Sport variant that I'm keeping on card. So this one is getting opened, so we'll just do that right away. And yeah, basically no need to go too much into details in regards to this Legend. It's just one of those cars that if you know, you know. Great tampo work on the front. You got the Audi quad rings there that fade out on the doors, which is representative of the graphics on the real car. And no tampos in the back, but in black like this, it actually looks okay. Same for the red. It actually looks okay on the red one too. So the only thing that's out of place, honestly, is the Hot Wheels logo on that rear fender. But yeah, 10 spokes. Very, very nice. I think there's a slight tampo slip for those front lights. Because the badge looks a little bit too low down on that grille. But yeah, no biggie. Still a very nice cast, so definitely a cool addition to the Audi fleet. Be adding that to the display. So yeah, the boxy 80s, box flared fenders, gray interior, 10 spokes in chrome. Here's your base, where we can see the copyrighted 2023, so it's new model for 2024. This is the second colorway. There's one coming up, guys, that's going to be a super, so be on the lookout. I believe it's going to be a dark green one. Love green cars, so be on the lookout. All right, let's put this one, let's put this one here, smack in the middle. All right, let's stay in the 80s with the second color iteration of the BMW E30 M3, but in a custom wagon form. I say custom wagon form because, as you probably have noticed, this is a two-door, as all E30 M3s were. And the 3 Series Touring did only come in 4-door from the factory, so this is kind of like a custom job, basically. M3 wagon did not exist for the E30. This has the exotic lace wheels in gold on it, red in color. You know, nice livery overall. It's got an insert for the front fascia, insert for the rear fascia, which will make it very easy to detail. But I'm not going to be opening this one because I'm only going to be opening it if I do find another color variation to this. But yeah, it's a cool custom job, you know, goes well with the M3 Coupe that you have right here. And yeah, Hot Wheels modified. Indeed, it is Hot Wheels modified. And this one's funny because it's kind of like a production issue where the bubble is stuck lower than the actual bottom of the card. Kind of funny, kind of humorous, either way. So that's another one for the collection there. Wish that I would have found the first color variation of the next one we're going to check out together, just like I wish I would have found the blue variation of that M3 custom wagon. The beautiful Porsche 904 Carrera GTS. So funnily enough, I did pick up the Team Transport with the 906 on it. So this will be a nice little addition to the Porsche collection. Another new model, if we're talking about addition to my collection at least. Another Porsche model that I did not have. Also part of the Hot Wheels Exotics. So no rear tampos, which is fine for a red car. And lensed fronts that are part of the glass portion. Tampoed top, tampoed sides, and a tampo on that rear engine cover as well. The 86 reverse 68 maybe? I don't know. But it's a nice model nonetheless. So, can't go wrong with a Porsche, right? So, happy about that. Next up, we'll stay in the Porsches with this really cool mock Rothman liveried 911 Safari, the 992 gen. So definitely this is one that was anticipated. 911 Rally, actually, should I say. So got the gear on the roof. No rear light tampos. But it does have the front. And obviously, well, the full livery. So still a very nicely tampoed car. And yeah, the white PR5s work well with it too. You know, that lifted Safari 911, definitely something that's gaining popularity. So I definitely like it. It's going to be a nice addition to the Porsche stash as well, just like the 904 that we just checked out. So another cool casting from Hot Wheels in the main line. It's definitely a nice $2 car, because it's no longer dollar cars, especially in Canada. So cool, very, very cool. Kind of surprised they didn't do the front lights lensed as they did on the GT3 casting of the same generation, but it's not a big deal. And following up right along, Lamborghini Huracan Sterato. So very, very cool. Same kind of business as the Porsche we just checked out. Slightly lifted. You know, you got the fender flares, the black rocker panels. This one has which wheels is this? Trap 5s in black, which is the best color for Trap 5s as they're not very good looking. I mean, obviously they look good on that Ford Transit Connect T-Hunt because they do look like flowers, but yeah, not the best wheels from Hot Wheels in the main line, but not going to complain. Pretty clean cast. I like it. I mean, be really cool to see like a snow race or an off-road race between this Huracan and that 911 Safari, definitely. But yeah, happy to add this to the collection. Nice little curio, nice little unusual car. Now we're going to fall into probably my favorite car of the late 40s, early 50s. The beautiful 49 Mercury Coupe. This one is the Drag Merc. Also part of that rolling metal collection of Bear vehicles that I now have 3 representatives of. The Cobra, this one, and that T-Hunt we saw just before. So this is casting I really, really like. It does not have the retractable wheelie bars, but like the first edition that I do have on card as well. But this one is definitely one I'm happy they brought back. I believe the first iteration was released over 20 years ago in purple with a you know, typical yellow, orange, red flame job on the side. Yeah, and on the side there's some drag stuff as well, just like this one. Just a good looking cast overall, you know. So, and there's so many different castings of this generation Mercury Coupe, from the Purple Passion to this, to the Roadster version as well, that's made by Hot Wheels, all the way up to this recently released Hirohata Merc. So the Hirohata Mercury Coupe is one of the most iconic custom cars um, ever to come out of Americana automotive landscape. It's just that iconic. This is the second release. Unfortunately, did not manage to get the first, and if I do get the first one eventually, this will be freed. It's got the two-tone green, and really, I want to open it, but I just want to wait to get a carded version first. And it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. Some front tampo work there. None for the rear, for the custom rear lights from a different model car. Black base, chrome interior, and just like such a beautiful car. It's beautiful lines. And I mean, I really do have a deep love for 49 to 51 Mercs. They're just so good looking. And it's literally a car you can do anything with. You can adapt it to all styles, be it a custom slammed hot rod like this or a purpose-built drag car like the previous one. It just works and it looks good. So another Merc for the collection. Now in the main line, the vehicle I was most looking forward to out of these two cases, I'm very happy I can say I now have it in the collection because it looks so damn good. We are talking about the 67 Type 49 Lotus F1 car with driver included in there. What a beautiful car. You got the iconic dark green and yellow livery. Team Lotus on the side, number 5. Again, those beautiful wheels that are also on that custom Maverick we checked out before. The deep dish 4 spokes that looks so good. This is a perfect wheel for this type of casting. And it's just awesome. So awesome. So good because it looks like way more than a $1 car, honestly. This looks like a $5 car, not a $1 car. So definitely happy to add this to the collection. I don't have a whole lot of open wheel race cars. The ones I have I have 2 Hot Wheels, like when they did the F1 cars from the late 90s, and 4 vintage Yachtming F1 cars that are technically unlicensed, but in practice, if you look at the cars, then look at a late 70s, F1 racing program, you will see that they are real cars. The only one that I have that's actually licensed is a little bit older, and it's a Ferrari 312. But this is definitely prior to this. So what my dad used to call cigar cars. Racers of the 50s and 60s. So before the wings. And yeah, this is definitely one of the best main lines Hot Wheels has produced in quite some time. Now we're going to jump into the premiums. We'll start off with one that I'll be keeping in package. Now the premiums that I found are all Nissan, and Nissan being my favorite automotive manufacturer if we're talking about not current but historically. I did manage to find some of these really cool. Let's get this Audi out of the way. There we go. So I found this twin pack of Nissan goodness. So we have the Nissan Primera, or as we got it here in the North American continent, the Infiniti G20. It's kind of like playing on the Calisonic livery, which in JTCC this car did wear. But obviously, I guess the Calisonic livery is not part of the licensing agreements that Hot Wheels have. So we get the Hot Wheels Calisonic looking livery instead. Of course, the infamous number 68, right? And next to it, we have the Nissan R390 GT1 in a matte black livery. I believe this is part of another set. I'm really just, I don't remember which one, honestly, because the Primera is the reason why I wanted this pack, and it is a new casting. So, awesome to pick up. I mean, I'll never say no to some random JDM Nissan goodness. So, happy to add that to the fleet if we're talking about this 2-pack. And the other 2-pack that I found is part of that same wave. Would be the awesome RSR Drift Duo of Silvias with the S15 and the S14. So, I mean, can't go wrong there. This one I will be opening simply due to the fact that I do have both the S14 and the S15 carded in all white with black wheels. This the S14 being from Modern Classics, and the S15 being from the Street Tuners premium car culture lineup. And I mean, I believe I have at least one other variation of both in the premium, and not even counting the main lines. So I think it's okay to open this one up. So let's get that done right away. This is the second Hot Wheels Premium Twin Pack that I'm opening ever. So, kind of exciting. Don't want to destroy the packaging too much, but alright. So we got these babies out of the box. Now let's get them out of their little clamshell. Try and make a little bit more room here. Just move these over a little bit. There we go. All right. Cool. All right. Let's get these out. Open the clamshell. And here we go with our duo of Nissan Silvias. So we got the S14 and we got the S15. I think I have a slight preference for the S14 in this case. Let me know which one is your favorite out of the two. I do have a preference for the S14 simply due to the fact that, well, overall, I prefer the S14 to the S15 in real life. But also, this baby does have a couple more sponsors. The Advan, namely, and the Nissan on the hood. You know, I don't know. It's just more complete as a livery. I've never been a huge fan of the rear tampos on this casting in premium, as I do find that it's, I don't know, kind of cartoony, but overall it's very well done. White 10 spokes, I mean, can't go wrong on a drift car especially. There's a little bit of a casting issue on the hood. It's not visible, but you can feel it. It kind of grips. There's definitely some flashing on the front part of the hood, but I mean, no big deal. Doesn't really show. It's just when you actually pass your finger over it that, you know, you could probably cut yourself on it if you insist enough there. Obviously metal on metal, since it's a car culture premium diecast. There's your copyright 2018. And yeah, I believe the first release of this was the Fast and Furious one, which I don't have. And the second one was that Modern Classics one that I do actually have carded. So that'll go super well with it. Awesome stuff. And here's our S15. Good cast. It's been released in multiple colorways. You got the Falcon one. You got the Top Secret one from Boulevard. The white one, obviously, from Street Tuners that I have. And you got this one. You got a bunch of them, basically. It does have a plastic wing as opposed to metal wing on the S14A. But that's okay because it matches with the stripes. You got a little bit more graphics here for the RSR representation. But it's pretty much all RSR as opposed to having different sponsors. So, I don't know. I find that a single sponsor is kind of weird for a race car, but at the end of the day, it works. I mean, you know, it works. Again, metal on metal. Again, got the copyright 2017. So this is the one that came out of the No, this is an older cast, yeah. So it came out a year before the S14. And beautiful, beautiful cars. Put the Audi right behind. Oop, Audi doesn't want to stay here, eh? Audi just wants to go to a rally stage or something. And last piece that I did manage to pick up, we'll make a little bit of room because, well, I don't pick up box sets a whole lot there, but this one, well, I saw it. It's all Nissan, had to get it. The infamous BRE liveried Nissan box set with the 620 pickup, the 510 wagon, as well as the B13 Sentra SER. If ever you are not in North America, this could be the Tsuru, this could be the Sunny, but you know, either way, this is really the casting that I was most wanting, and it matches super well as well with the Sakura Sprinter, which is included in this set. There it is. Not really super important to show that off, but you know, another Sakura Sprinter. But overall, a very cool piece of kit. I believe this is my first 620 in premium, the pickup. Definitely not my first 510 Wago though. That I've got a few of, and including actually the first box set like this from Hot Wheels that actually has the 510 wagon in the infamous Kaido House finish. Junimai's own actual 510 wagon, basically. The wide fender flares like that, but you know, that greenish gray, kind of like khaki color. This is going to be my second pickup of the Sentra as well, which is great. The other one also is in a box set with that Street Tuner or whatever it is box set with the Celica GT4. This Celica obviously, and that repeat of the EG Civic hatch with the black wheels and black hood that came out in Fast and Furious. So yeah, pretty happy about that. So all in all, those are all my Hot Wheels finds for the last hunt. Pretty fruitful, in my humble opinion. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. Subscribe to be updated of my future releases if we're talking about uploads. And of course, comment your feedback. Tell me which pieces you like the most, which ones you have, which ones you're looking for, you know, what's going on in your neck of the woods. And as usual, I will wish you full pegs and happy hunting. Stay safe out there. I will catch you on the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.